This is NR2003 Predicts. We take the entry list of NASCAR's top 3 series, send them through the ratings algorithm, and see who comes out on top. Here's a few tidbits to know heading in. The driver ratings are updated race by race to reflect the performance of that driver throughout the season, as well as at that specific track in recent years. The races are at 100% length and use normal tire and fuel wear. The starting lineup will match the real-life qualifying using the provisional starting order, not the one that includes drivers heading to the back. The weather will match the real-life start time data, and commentary will match the real-life scenarios, not the standings that will be posted at the end of the video. And as always, this series is for entertainment purposes only. Using artificial intelligence and using the results of this race for gambling purposes is discouraged. A quick look at the Xfinity race. This one would end under caution after a last lap crash by Dylan Bassett. Noah Gragson, the first one to cross the line. Looks like Kyle Busch would be a favorite to win this race. However, during the first stage break, he had his car break down. He ends up well back in the field. Also had a crash between Ryan Sieg and Joe Nemechek that ended up taking out B.J. McLeod and Riley Herbst. They are at the rear of the field. Also looking at the truck race, that one also ended under caution, and it's Chase Elliott who gets to the line first despite Kyle Busch winning the first 2 stages. He'll end up in 3rd place as Sheldon Creed gets to 2nd place. Busch trapped in a little bit of lap traffic. A crash early in Stage 3 mixing experience with non-experience. John Hunter Nemechek involved in that. He gets a top 25 though. Stuart Friesen, not so lucky, finishes 35th. Tyler Encom down in 36th. Ty Majeski 37th. Rafael Lessard also caught up in that accident. Now we head to the sprint race for the Cup Series here at Charlotte. Green flag flies. William Byron on pole. Byron, the benefactor of Johnson's bad luck, had originally finished 21st, but Johnson getting disqualified in the Coke 600 moves him up to 20th, allows him to be the control car on the start. Alex Bowman could have been that spot, but he'll end up going up to 19th. It's still a Hendrick front row, but Bowman now slipping back on the outside all the way high. And you can see here Johnson's trying to work his way up through the traffic, having to start from the back. Clint Boyer also back there had to start from 39th after an early accident for him before Stage 1 ended. At the Benedetto finds himself up to the front. You can see Eric Almirola, Joey Logano, just behind him Kyle Busch, the first Toyota, and Chase Elliott, 5th place. Could have won that event on Sunday. He's currently the top Chevrolet. We had some pretty good runs from the rookies. Tyler Reddick topped the board at 8th place. Christopher Bell, who currently runs next to him right now, finished 9th. Cole Custer 12th. Puts them in front of all the veterans who've turned multiple races here. So their average finish is a little bit further back, but obviously one race, not much of a sample size. Brad Keselowski, the winner, though, of the event on Sunday, gets him his 2nd win at the track on the oval, his first in the 600. Trying to work his way up, though, now, because he had to start from 20th position. Kevin Harvick making a move to the inside of Matt Benedetto, looking for that lead. Got the win at Darlington. Now is trying to see if he can get a 2nd victory and start to build up those playoff points. Seems like a long way away, but obviously every race counts still. And the 4 car is trying to take advantage of the lap traffic to get around the 21 car. Quinn Houff's going to blow up in turns 3 and 4. That's going to create a traffic jam right here. Several cars having to check up. And Christopher Bell's going to get into the 00 as he tries to come down the pit lane. The 95 trying to avoid. That creates a little of a chain reaction. You can see B.J. McLeod plowing through here. He's going to make a little contact with the 00 and the 48s. And that's going to end up getting him turned into the outside wall heading through the tri-oval. He'll be able to pull it away and continue on, but obviously a little bit more damage than he could have gotten in that accident. So we'll get a restart here, and Kevin Harvick will lead them off. Kyle Busch able to slip into 2nd place, Matt Benedetto starting 3rd. We're going to have some more problems, though, as look at this bunch right here. Jimmy Johnson going to get into Matt Kenseth, who comes back across the racetrack. Ryan Preece, unfortunate for him, he is right there, and it's also going to collect Ryan Newman and Clint Boyer. Riding on board the 14 car, you can see as the 42 comes back around, nowhere for the 14 to go. And that's going to cause some heavy damage for Boyer for the 2nd race in a row here at Charlotte. There's going to be a little more contact here as a little miscommunication as the 7 plows into the back of the damaged 42 is trying to get to the inside. It's going to cause a little more work to be done on the 7 car as we go back to a restart. Harvick's still the control car. Try to pull away, and he has Kyle Busch right on his tail trying to get around the slap traffic. And Chris Buescher, he was unable to get off this restart. He pulls down to the inside, and he's going to take it down the pit lane eventually, but he's going to have to make it all the way around the circuit. Something has gone wrong on that race car, and it's going to cost him a couple of laps. But more problems for Ryan Preece as he goes down low. J.J. Yaley's already there. He's going to turn the 37 into the wall. Fortunately, though, no one else is going to hit 37, and he'll have to come down the pit lane to get some repairs. We go back to the restart. Some people taking pit stops. Matt Kenseth is not, but you can see that car is badly damaged, and he is holding up all of the lead lap traffic, and that is going to really affect Harvick, as Kyle Busch is going to take advantage of the 42 getting in the way, and he will win stage 1. Matt DiBenedetto gets in the second place. Harvick's going to drop back to 4th. Keselowski taking 3rd. Eric Almirola filling out the top 5. Tyler Reddick able to slip into a stage point. So Busch will restart on the front once again, as no one seems to take pit stops that time around, except for those that might have been holding out right there. And Busch will try to see if he can utilize that clean air to get a little bit ahead of the rest of the field. Jimmie Johnson's trying to work his way up the field, and you can see it is working. 7th place right now after starting in the back. He's got the most top 10s out of any active driver here, and he is trying to get a similar result today. Martin Truex Jr. working the 5th position right now. He's trying to pull up on his teammate Kyle Busch, who slipped back to 4th now. He was unable to maintain that lead, as the Fords are once again controlling this race. But the 2 JGR teammates are trying to work their way forward, while William Byron not having such a lucky day. He obviously got the 20th position, got the start at the front, but the car is not running too well right now, and he is slipping back from some of those other competitors as he runs at least 1 lap down. Keselowski, the winner from Sunday's race, he is in the top 10. He's trying to work on catching some of those guys in front of him, which includes Jimmie Johnson, who's gotten into 4th place now, and the JGR teammates are starting to drop back. Tyler Reddick still putting up a top 10 performance after getting the 8th place in Sunday's race. He is looking pretty stout right now, showing himself well for an RCR team that's really been struggling these past few years. Kevin Harvick's going to try to utilize this lap traffic to get a run on Matt DiBenedetto, held up by Garrett Smithley right there on the outside. 4 car is going to get to the inside with just about 10 laps to go in the stage, and Eric Almirola is going to try to follow him to make it 1-2 for SHR, and that's going to happen. Coming to the caution for stage number 2, Harvick, Almirola, DiBenedetto. Johnson gets up to 4th place. Truex Jr. gets top 5 as well. And Reddick still in a stage point position, with Bubba Wallace getting up there to 8th place. Good run for him going so far. Harvick will go ahead and start from the front. And we will see what he's able to do in that clean air with no 3rd stage here. This is the final stage for the race. Haven't talked about Chase Elliott that much. We mentioned that he could have won Sunday's race, but right now he is trying to work his way back into the top 5 after kind of being AWOL during the first 2 stages. He is now trying to be a competitor. He's trailing Corey LaJoie, who is a lap down. Ryan Blaney with a top 10 day right now after finishing 3rd in Sunday's race behind Keselowski and Elliott. He is trying to see what he can do to help Penske get a great day today, as Keselowski runs now in the 6th position, and Matt DiBenedetto, one of those pseudo teammates with Wood Brothers Racing, he runs up at the front. Joey Logano seeming AWOL right now, as we cannot see him on the leaderboard, having a little bit of a bad day today. Denny Hamlin also kind of struggling right now. He is kind of trying to see if he can work his way up, but you can see with Kurt Busch underneath him, that's 5th position, but Denny Hamlin's not in 6th. He is at least 1 lap down, and he is trying to get back up to speed, but trouble's going to happen right here as Preece is going to get turned once again, this time by Blaney, and Hamlin's going to be the one that nails him in the middle of the corner. Bad damage to Hamlin's car, and then Timmy Hill runs into the back of Ryan Preece, which sends Preece into Hamlin once again, and that will cause the 37's night to be done. As we approach the restart, Chase Elliott leading the way. His Hendrick teammate, William Byron, has dropped out. He was running slow before. Looks like he was unable to keep up with the pace of the race. And look at Kevin Harvick forcing a 3-wide situation down into turn 1 underneath Matt DiBenedetto and Elliott. And he's going to end up taking the lead right here, even though it's going to be a battle all the way down the backstretch. Kurt Busch, he is watching this with open eyes as he is trying to get back to the lead after leading some laps early on. Got the pole qualifying for real in Sunday's race, and he is trying to see what he can do to get back to the lead and try to earn another victory. But we can see Kevin Harvick has the strongest machine right now. Kurt Busch has gotten in the 2nd, but Harvick is pulling away, and he's trying to get a little bit around lap traffic right there as he goes around Chris Busch, who had that problem earlier. Looks like he got it fixed up. Problems here in turn 1. Ty Dillon getting hit by Jimmie Johnson. Thought he could take the inside line. Wasn't clear. And there's going to be a little clip right there. Ryan Newman got into Jimmie Johnson. That's going to take both of their vehicles out of the race. That is awful for Jimmie Johnson, who was trying to recover from the 40th place disqualification that he got on Sunday. Kevin Harvick going to try to see if he can get away right here, and it looks like the clean air is finally beneficial for him. It seems like some of those leaders couldn't seem to break away, as we're going to have some problems here. Kyle Busch in turn 1, just a little bit from the finish line. He is going to go up in smoke, and he's going to have to take it down pit lane. He is not going to be able to cross the finish line tonight after running in the 4th position. But Kevin Harvick takes the white flag, and he is trying to go for his 4th victory at the racetrack. He is a 2-time Coke 600 winner. Won it in 2011 on a wild finish with Dale Earnhardt running out of gas. And we also saw in 2013, he went to victory lane. October 2014 was his last win at this track. He has not won here since on the oval, but right now, coming through turns 3 and 4, he has put up a big gap between himself and Matt Benedetto and Kurt Busch. The 4 car coming off of turn 4, and he's going to see the checkered flag for the 2nd time this season. Harvick, your winner here tonight at Charlotte. Definitely in the conversation the entire night, and he is able to show the speed that he had under his hood right when it counted. So Harvick at the front to Benedetto, Kurt Busch, Chase Elliott finishing 4th after getting back to 2nd place in Sunday's event. Joey Logano, talked about not seeing him too much, he gets up to 5th place. Tyler Reddick puts up a 7th place performance to back up his 8th place on Sunday, and Austin Dillon makes it 2 for 2 top 10s for RCR. Bubba Wallace, a solid finish in 11th place, so too for John Hunter Nemechek. Brad Keselowski drops back to 13th. That might have been him that was pulling off pit lane late. Looks like he had a little bit of an adjustment he had to make, as in Kyle Busch, he'll drop all the way back to 20th place after his engine expires late in the going. Clint Boyer, he gets involved in that early accident, finishes 23rd, so too does Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in 25th. Chris Buescher with a mechanical problem, he ends up in 29th, 7 laps down. Matt Kenseth had heavy damage from his accident, 9 laps down in 31st, and also some of those dropouts. Jimmie Johnson, Ryan Newman, William Byron ended up dropping out of a mechanical problem. Denny Hamlin, a bunch of big names having bad nights. That is it for NR 2003 Predicts. We hope you enjoyed the race, and we will see you all next time.